Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an official update on therapy. I haven't done that in quite a bit of time, giving you like a real update. And I apologize for my windshield being so gross, but um, I don't seem to have any windshield wiper fluid right now, so I have to go to the store and get some of that. Um, Therapy was really interesting today. I've been really overly anxious. What time it is? I've been really overly anxious lately about um, going to my hometown for the holiday. And a lot of it has to do with seeing my mom for the first time since we had our little showcase showdown. We've spoken on the phone twice since July, texted here and there, and she seems to be kind of trying to, make some sort of connection with me, but I'm not super receptive to it. I don't blow her off, and I'm cordial and polite. I just have a difficult time. Like when she's like, okay, love you, we'll talk to you later, bye. Like, I usually just say, okay, talk to you later, bye. Like, I have a hard time, um, acknowledging any sort of feeling that she's trying to give out. So, I can't remember if I told you guys this. I was really frustrated last Friday when I left therapy. I went to my med assessment and then I had a session with awesome therapist who I've now nicknamed the Wizard, um, like from The Wizard of Oz, which is my favorite movie. Um, not to say that she's like like the goofy man behind the curtain, but more that she's got a lot of wisdom. And like even in the movie when it's the big Oz head speaking, there's always a reason for it. Like Dorothy and her friends don't know why they have to go on these missions and do these things. They don't really know what they're looking for. They thought they found what they were looking for, but they didn't. Oz wants them to go and do these seemingly random tasks, and they don't know it at the time, but um, there's a reason for the tasks, and there's things for them to learn along the way. And so I kind of feel the same way about awesome therapists, is that like she's always challenging me and to do certain things, and she's always saying certain things, and I know she doesn't lie to me. That's the one thing I know. Like, she works very hard for me, and I work very hard with her, so I know that she's telling me the truth about the things that we discuss. So I know that when she tells me, okay, try not to take what your mom is saying about you um, in this sort of way. Like, try to let it roll off your back. Try to do this. Maybe you should try to be more open. Maybe you should let boyfriend come over your apartment even though it's not clean. You should, all these random tasks that I don't want to do because they feel so uncomfortable. And yet she suggests them and I try them and there's something I learn. So she's kind of like this. She's kind of my Wizard of Oz. Um, she's always got some tricks up her sleeve. But so today we were talking about my mom and about how the ways that she treated me were not, like, truly not okay, and truly cruel in a lot of ways. And we didn't even discuss my dad. We just talked about her and how it's like I have this box full of, I won't say her name, but full of mom isms, right? You're not good enough. You're too fat. You're not pretty enough. You're not, you're a rotten kid. If you didn't, if you didn't act like this, if you didn't do these things, then your father wouldn't be a drug addict, if, you know, just kind of all of like the rhetoric that I've always heard. So I have that so ingrained in my head, and I feel like there's things that have been done that only solidify what she says, like um, you know, like being molested by my father, and then being raped at 13 and at 19. Like, if she, and somehow in my head it equates to, well, um, if she wasn't right, then those things wouldn't have happened. If I wasn't this rotten kid, then I wouldn't have deserved those things that had happened. Then they wouldn't have happened, but they did. So it must mean that she's correct, um, which is it's hard to break that. Um, you know, and not just, and it's not just big things. It's not just, you know, like major, like life altering events that make me think, oh, well, she's right. You know, it's little things that people say every once in a while that I'm like, I find a way to relate it back to what she used to tell me, some of what she still does tell me, and I kind of squeeze it into like the mom box, like, which is to say, how do I explain this? I feel like I'm not explaining this very well. Um, when boyfriend tells me that he thinks I look beautiful, or that he's in love with me, or, you know, and I tell him he's just blinded by love. He doesn't actually know what he's seeing. He doesn't actually know what he's like. The point is, we've been together for 7.5 years, and I have tried to break up with him so many times. The fucker will not dump. Will not. He's like, no, I love you. I'm not going anywhere. And I just tell him, you can do a lot better than me. You need to not be with me. And he's like, no, that's not how this is going to be. I'm committed to you. Like, I'm not going anywhere. And I think he's nuts. Um, because I don't feel deserving of the love and attention that he gives me. I am able to like squash it into, you know, like the mom box. You're not deserving of this because you're trash. So, and I do that with a lot of things, with a lot of people. I do that with everyone. Everything positive that's ever said to me. Like, I'll take it as just to not argue with a compliment, because, you know, like, to deny a compliment is to ask for it twice, and I really don't want to hear it again. Just, all right, fine. Thank you. That's it. But in my head, I'm thinking, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's not me at all. So I get, you know, I have a difficult time with that kind of thing. Like, essentially just people being nice to me. I have a hard time with that. Um, so the challenge, we talked about that today, and the challenge today is to not squash the nice things that are said or done into um, the mom box. To just let them be. Or as the wizard likes to now put it, essential truths, which seems kind of too final to me, because I'm still trying to work out, like, I'm still trying to work out like what this all means, what this whole, like, just accepting what people say, the positive things people say, and running with it, um, and or at least just letting it sit there and marinate, and not shoving it away. Um, and that's difficult. It's really hard to do because I don't know what to do with it. And she's like, just let it be there. I feel like I should do something with it. But I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to not do anything with it. The goal is to just let it be. Um, to not, or at least, at the very least, just not squash it into the mom box and twist it around in such a way that's, oh, well, you say those things, but you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Um, so, it's a goal for, I don't know, here on out, essentially, but, for right now at least, at the very least, that's the goal, is to try to practice that. And, yeah, so that was my therapy update today. And I have IOP tonight, and so I don't remember the topic. I never remember the topics anymore because they got kind of switched around. Um, but yeah, um, I will make another video on the way back from. Sorry, I got kind of lost in my train of thought. I will make another video on the way back from IOP tonight and fill you in on how that went. So, talk to you soon.